I know what we're supposed to do. All that's there to talk about in the Knicks world is the fact that we are possibly going to bring the wrong coach to do the job yet again. I had a video that I was going to do for y'all last week. I had a whole intro and everything. Matter of fact, that intro was so fire and so fun because I was excited about the league coming back. Let's play that intro again. Red alert! Red alert! This is not a hold on, wait. Red alert! Red alert! This is not a drill. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. The NBA is back. That's right. The NBA is back. Guys, this is not a drill. It is Woj approved and Woj confirmed. The NBA is back. What's going on, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K here, and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget the note that we kept getting. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and don't forget to like this video if you haven't already. Guys, I don't know what is going on. So in one hand, we have the league that's supposed to be back on July 31st, and you know, the board of governors, they agreed upon the deal and whatnot. But now on this new hand, we're hearing that they're still not 100% sure if the league is going to be coming back because people aren't sure if they want to play anymore. Faction of NBA players hesitant on restarting season in Orlando bubble, sources say. Sources. Damn it, sources. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are subscribed to the Fumble. Over on the Fumble, I was talking about the fact that even Matt Barnes is saying that there are players within the LA associations. I said associations plural because it's both from the Clippers and the Lakers, that they're not entirely sure if they want the season to come back, although their reasoning makes sense because they don't feel like it is right to be playing basketball with the lack of any answers and real decisions being made going on with the injustices in the world right now when it comes to black people. You know, actually, Snoop hit me the other day too talking about it because I had talked to a few guys, not to mention no names, and he said he had talked to a couple guys from the Lakers and the Clippers, and you know, there's some whispers about, you know, some teams not being comfortable. Some guys want to play, some guys don't want to play. I, on the other hand, think that it makes perfect sense for the league to come back in July 31st because, unfortunately, history has told us that when times like this is going on, when people are protesting and people are upset about the right things, it tends to fade when more things come to get people's attention away. So I think once basketball comes back, that is a perfect opportunity for these players to continue the conversation, to continue that fight, and pretty much reignite that fire in case the fire is slowly starting to die out by the end of July. That's my thought process on it. But this right here seems like a whole different situation. Woj said as the NBA and NBPA are finalizing terms on a return to play plan Wednesday, there's a faction of players discussing whether restarting the season in the Orlando bubble is a good idea. Several dozen players participated in a conference call in the past 24 hours to discuss it, sources said. Who are the sources, Woj? The NBA and the NBPA are nearing a final agreement on parameters of a return to play plan, sources said. Some players with hesitation have been discussing a number of issues, including family concerns, coronavirus risks, social justice, and more. Okay, so I read this wrong. So it's looking like it's still going to go through, but there are players that are having problem with it, which leads to the next thing I saw where they are looking like they're going to bring the season back according to plan on July 31st, but players who do not wish to continue playing at least for the remainder of this season, meaning in this playoffs or whatever ends up happening in July, they can do so without any consequence. I kind of feel like if you don't want to play, then you know what, I get it. You know, it normally in a situation, in my eyes, I would see it as if you don't play, you don't get paid. I think it's that simple, but at the same time, I understand why some of these guys may be worried because of the possible risks and all of the unanswered questions, especially with everything going on with social justice in the world. I understand the fact where, you know, you want to be focused on making sure that you keep applying pressure to the government to make the changes that are necessary for everything going on right now, and I'm completely with that. But why am I the only one seeing that the NBA is a source to still complete that fight? I feel like the NBA could be a tool used to help that fight, especially the NBA, which is one of the most vocal sports when it comes to any kind of social conversations, and I feel like that's something that they can use to their benefit. Maybe there's just something I'm missing. All that being said, what are you guys thinking about this? Do you think that the NBA should definitely return according to schedule? Should we be watching basketball at the end of July? We already know that everything now is going to be more compact, because once the NBA season comes back in July and the playoffs end October 12th, then we're going to jump right into the draft October 15th. We're going to jump right into free agency October 18th, which is going to be back to back to back, and I'm all here for it. I'm excited about that. And you know what, I get the worries, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just the person who's here watching the game. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. All that being said, more importantly, the New York Knicks are, well, they're being the New York Knicks. On one hand, on the basketball side, we have Leon Rose, Brock Aller, and Scott Perry on the hunt for their coach, and it looks like the leading candidate is still, in fact, Tom Thibodeau, even though Tom Thibodeau is looking like he has this little bit of a side eye over on his other lady over in Houston. You know, that very old school meme, the dude that's with the girl and he's looking back, like it's looking like he's about to walk away with the Knicks, but he's looking back at the Houston Rockets. Well, there's a looking like it's like they're gonna be a little bit of a battle. I hear myself when I say things like we shouldn't be getting a guy like Tom Thibodeau, even though Tom Thibodeau has proven to be a good coach, and I'm sure other people outside looking in who are not Knicks fans looking at this video, seeing Knicks fans complaining about bringing in Tom Thibodeau or thinking like, yo, these people never want to see their team win. And that's not the case. It's just history is going to repeat itself when it comes to Tom Thibodeau. He has a track record of overworking his players, A, and B, he has a track record of not being able to win over younger rosters. And the Knicks are a younger roster. I feel like a Rockets, even though their system does not fit what Tom Thibodeau does at all, I feel like that makes more sense for Tom Thibodeau. We need to go after these stack houses that you guys are talking about, sticking with Mike Miller, or my favorite, Kenny Atkinson. Or we can go with another favorite of mine, Mike Woodson, because Mike Woodson back in the game, boy. Let me tell you, Mike Woodson is ready to come back. Look, if Mike Woodson, because he's been an assistant coach for the past few years, he was with the Clippers after his job with the Knicks, and I feel like if he's not considered to be the head coach, I would still love for him to be a part of this staff. A lot of these ex-Knicks players that played under Mike Woodson, especially Raymond Felton, who said in Knicks Fan TV's interview with him, shout out to my boy CP and Jay Ellis, he said that he should still be coaching to this day because he understood how to let the players be themselves as well as letting them know who is boss. That is the perfect type of coach that we need, especially if we look out in this draft and get a guy like LaMelo Ball, which is the main reason why I wanted Kenny Atkinson as well, because Kenny Atkinson is very good at developing younger talent, letting the younger players play, but still letting them know that this is how we gotta play with structure. So if Mike Woodson is the same kind of guy that's about those, and I know people have their things that they don't like about Mike Woodson the first time around, I'll tell you this: Mike Woodson was the last coach that we had that left with a winning record. Think about that for a few seconds. In my dream scenario, I would love to see Kenny Atkinson get that head coaching job, Mike Woodson having no problem being a part of his coaching staff along with Mike Miller, and that's a situation I would love to see for the long term for this team, especially coming in the draft. If we're able to get our point guard, whether it is Killian Hayes, whether it's LaMelo Ball, I think that would be the ideal situation. But what do I know? Because the Knicks are just so infatuated with Tom Thibodeau, because Tom Thibodeau has relations with our new president, Leon Rose, and that's looking like that's gonna be the theme of this team for years to come. I mean, it's worked in our favor with all the signees that we brought in the front office. I told you I love these guys that we brought into the front office, because now we have multiple people doing select jobs rather than one idiot trying to do all the jobs and not being good at it. So I'm a fan of the people that Leon Rose brought in thus far. But the coaching thing, I don't know. Maybe I just don't feel like it'll work, but maybe it will. Who knows? I think that we shouldn't be so in love with Tom Thibodeau just yet. Just my humble opinion. Well, in the week that I took off, making sure that, I was spreading awareness with everything going on right now and just taking a break from, making videos, the Knicks decided to make, I say the Knicks, but it's James Dolan decided to peep his head into the news. James Dolan sent out an email to players and staff alike saying that he does not believe that the team has the equipped knowledge and opinion to say anything about the situation going on. Now, the big reason why that email is a huge no-no was that is not so much just James Dolan and the Knicks making a statement. That's almost shutting down any of the players or people with platforms within the organization to make a statement. And on top of that, James Dolan, who has the opportunity to, even though it probably knowing what we know now would definitely be fake. And even if we didn't know what we know now, we still know that would probably be a fake opinion from James Dolan. James Dolan missed the ball on this one and then got a lot of flack for the email he sent out.
People remember you from, you know, your good deeds and what you did for mankind. And to say nothing in one of the biggest moments I think in our lifetime that we've been able to experience and all rally around and have a hand in and be a part of, and to be absent in that moment, that's just, that tells you a lot. And I know that a lot of players are like, you know, how can I go run through a brick wall for this organization?
Then on top of that, he tries to respond to the email with a weaker excuse, and I was not a fan of it. PR tried to do their best with that, but it did not look good. But just when I thought it could reach its peak, the New York Knicks decided to release this statement. Every one of us has a role to play in creating a more just and equal society where there is no racism, bigotry, violence, or hate. We stand with all who act for positive change. But like, that doesn't specify who you're talking about. I mean, obviously you look at this and you're thinking, oh, this is going towards, you know, all the people that are fighting for black lives and fighting for the injustices within the nation right now and how black people are being treated. But it doesn't necessarily say that. It's just leaving that to your own opinion on we stand for all who act for positive. Like, it just missed the mark. Well, as expected, just like everybody is going after the police department as they should be, there are people within the crowds that are also now coming after the Knicks, and we're seeing defund the Knicks being put out there. And now we have Brian Windhorst out here confirming what is already known facts, is that the New York Knicks are at the lowest of lows when it comes to anybody taking us serious, when it comes to anything, whether it's basketball, business, it doesn't matter. The Knicks are at the bottom of the total poll, and no one's going to want anything to do with them. And as always, no thanks to James Dolan. I do believe that he should have said something. I believe that he should have used the opportunity to say something. But in that same breath, I knew if he had said something, it wouldn't have been something that we would have wanted to hear. Let's be real about that, which is why that email that came out, it made sense. I don't know. I have feelings about this, but sticking to the basketball side of it, this right now is just putting us in a even worse situation. And of course, as it always has been and as it should be, because of our owners' stupidity and lack of reading the situation, reading the room, it's trickling down to the Knicks organization, the Knicks name being tarnished and being spit on by everyone outside, as it probably should be. I don't know, man. This could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, or it could just be another hitch in the road that's just gonna keep giving the Knicks the name that the Knicks get, and that's just us looking like a stupid franchise ran by a dimwit owner. What do you guys think about everything that's going on right now within the Knicks organization? How do you guys feel about the league coming back, and if it should come back, or whatever these players are worried about? Do you think that they're warranted to have those worries? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. But welcome back to another video. CK2K, we back in these streets. Gotta talk about what's going on right now, but it's been your boy. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Stay tuned, because streaming is going on. I'm gonna be streaming right here, and if I'm not streaming here, you better go check out the Twitch channel, because I'm gonna be streaming on either platform. Make sure you're following both platforms, hit the bells, hit notifications on everything, so you know when your boy is live, so we can have this conversation and continue the conversation. All right, on that note, I'm out of here. Get yourself some merch. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get it. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all I'll know.